What's up, guys? Nico here with Nash at Night, and we are at the legendary comedy club Zanies here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I have the honor and privilege to be interviewing Mr. Anthony Rodia, the Italian comedian himself. Let's go on in and check it out. It's going to be fun.
People walk by and go, what's going on over there? Oh, it's like 7 Italians having pasta.
Guy, wow. At this age, what was going through your mind? What brought you back around to comedy?
The movie Deadpool.
And she's just like, who put up the balloons?
But I looked like I was from Saved by the Bell. I was like 7 years old. I'd have Italian bread with like a greasy ass pork chop in the middle.
And at the end of the day, doesn't the funny guy always win?
Anthony, you think I would be so stupid to make the pasta and put the carbohydrate in the pasta? No, me, because I'm the fucking tooth fairy.
So we're the Italian stallions. And you're like, oh,
Yeah, hey, let it go, hey!
So I used to refer to my own as a peeschedeal. Don't do that.
well, peeschedeal on Virginia Tech.
Same thing gives me a headache and diarrhea.
Or one of the little lights, and she's just like, and I'm like,
I don't know what that is. Oh, go with it. Chicken.
cheerleader. Oh.
Compliment her butt.
Yeah.
I can suck a fart out of it. Dog, you hope the dog bite him.
Yes.
I'm like,
freaking
we need
love
to
it.
revolt. Yeah. And my wife's like, okay, I'm not.
You're 43 years old. I hope yours don't look like a baby penis.
Isn't that a lot less plastic?
My wife is right 99.6% of the
Yeah, and you're never.
The only thing she was ever wrong about was my comedy. I told her I wanted to quit my job, become a comedian.
Yes.
She said, I don't think you're funny.
No way.
I remember the conversation was yesterday. I don't think you're funny, and I think people laugh because they don't know the real you. I said, well, thank you for painting me as such a monster.
You proved her wrong right there.
Oh, 100% I proved it wrong. I remind her every day.
Yes.
I'll tell them, like, hey, guess what I don't have to do today? Go to work.
Yes, sir.
I said, guess who does? All the other parents at the school. And I'll literally go to school and, like, rub it in, like, when I'm there with her.
Because you can.
It's like people come up to me, they're like, oh, my God, you are so funny. You helped me through this.
Yeah.
You helped me through
Oh,
that.
my
I'm
gosh.
like, can you believe she wanted me to quit comedy and stick with work? And they're like, why would you want him not to do comedy? You're supposed to be his rock.
And then
she's
you're
like,
the hero.
Anthony, I'm going to stab you when you get home. I'm going to stab you when you get home. And I'll just put her right on the spot.
No,
I'm
it's
like,
so true.
I'm like, remember when you said I wasn't funny? Why would you say that? You know how much your husband has helped me? You don't laugh at him? She goes, I do. I'm like, no, you don't. Tell the truth. Don't lie to my fans.
Forever blackmail.
It's so worth it. I mean, when I get home, I get it back.
And then I was like, I was going to ask. I was like, so I know you were on one side, like, you were finances,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I knew when you were younger, you were like doing some open mic stuff, you were hilarious and stuff, and like you went another route, and I was like, what brought you back around to comedy?
The movie Deadpool.
With Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, one
No
of my favorite
way.
movies. Yeah, I went to go see it with a friend of mine who's now my business partner. And I was sitting in the movie theater, and something came over me. I heard everybody laughing, and I went into this like zone. I was like daydreaming.
Yeah.
And listening to the laughter and not even paying attention to the movie, just listen. It was like 400 people in the theater. And he goes, dude, how are you not laughing at this? I said, I'm not even watching it. I'm like, do you hear the laughter?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, what about, he goes, but you're not watching? I'm like, no, dude, I want to cause this laughter. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, dude, I'm tired of everyone telling me I miss my calling. I'd be at a family party and make people laugh. I'd be at a wedding with friends. I'd make them laugh. I'd meet people somewhere. I'd make them laugh. I'm like, I'm done with hearing it.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to do it. So he was like stand up? I said, yeah. I said, if I can make some extra money, let's say I can make $1,000 a month, that could be my golf money.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right. He's like, whatever. He goes, I'll do it with you. You know. And then I remember the first show, I have the check laminated. I got $500 from a restaurant in Jersey.
Yeah.
And it just started snowballing. And I rented at a theater, and I sold tickets for $20, and I sold it out to friends, family. And then it just started. Then I did the videos online started getting crazy. And I said, I can use the characters to build an audience.
Yeah.
And then I can tell that audience I do live shows, and they'll come, hopefully. And it took me like a year and a half for them to realize that I don't do what I do online at the shows.
Yeah.
But it started snowballing. And I remember I quit my job March of 2019. I went into work for a meeting, and I looked at my year-to-date, and then I looked at what I made during comedy, and I made more doing comedy.
Wow.
And I just walked in, and they say never burn a bridge. I hit that thing with a torpedo. I mean,
Awesome.
I cursed out my bosses.
Yes.
They weren't nice people, but
No.
I cursed them out. I went to have pancakes by myself at a diner, and I had the biggest smile on my face. Because when you do something you love doing,
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I pinch myself every day because I don't work. Like
No,
what I just did on
doing
stage,
your
that's
love.
not work.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing what I normally do, but I'm getting paid for it, and I'm doing it in front of people. And like I don't have an off switch. That's me on stage, off stage. And then I went home. I don't know. I saw a friend at the diner. He came up to me. He's like, "Dude, what's up?" I was like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Why are you so happy?" He goes, "We've been staring at you for the last 20 minutes. You have this smile on your face." I go, "Just quit my job." He goes, "Oh, do you have something lined up?" "I'm doing comedy full time." He goes,
Yes.
"Dude, you have a child, a house, a wife that's going to murder you. She'll understand." And I had an agent at the time, but he was a small-time agent that got me started. I remember I went home, never forget this, open the door, she's at the kitchen, and she turns around and goes, "Why are you home at noon?"
Oh no.
And I go, "Guess who's becoming a comedian?" And she goes, "What?"
Oh no.
I said, "I quit my job."
Oh my gosh.
She goes, "Yeah, tell me you're fucking joking." Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. I go, "Well, you sick?" She goes, "Tell me you're joking." I'm like, this is not how this shit played out in my head. I go, "I had this vision that you would like run to me in slow motion and hug me. Your fucking husband's living out his dream."
Oh my
She
gosh.
goes, "Your dream? You want to live out your dream? Take a nap." And I go, "That's not what I'm talking about." I was like, "What? You're ruining my day." She goes, "Ruining your day? Here, asshole. Thanks for not talking to your wife first." And she throws me something, and I catch it. I look, and it's a pregnancy test. And she goes, "I'm
way.
pregnant with our second child."
Are you kidding
And I go,
me?
"Your timing sucks." I go, "Well, thank your vagina for me. Now I have pressure I didn't know I had."
No
And
way.
yeah, she's pregnant with my son.
Wow.
And to make matters worse, we argued about it, and I told her, I said, "Give me 6 months. If I fail, I'll go back to work." Because now I got another kid on the way.
Yeah.
So it started snowballing.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to do 5 shows a weekend. People are starting to come out in herds, and I'm literally making whatever I was making a year.
Yeah.
I'm almost making in 3 months, and
That's
I'm like, this
You're
is.
killing it.
I'm like, I can't even process this.
You're killing it.
And my son's born January 4th, 2020, and the pandemic comes February.
Yeah.
I got 175 shows canceled my entire
No
year.
way.
And I'm like, I'm not going back to work. This is way too much fun.
Capitalized on it.
So I remember I was sitting in my basement, and I was watching the news, and they had the death clock on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the phone with my cousin, and he's like, "What are you going to do, man? You need income."
Yeah.
And I said, "Dude, look at this." I said, "You turn on the TV, you have a death clock, and then you turn on Netflix, you have Tiger King." I said, "No, you can't watch anything."
No.
And he goes, "Do a video." So I did a video, and I remember it was Easter's canceled. It was when they were canceling Easter because of gatherings.
Yeah.
So I did that video, and he calls me like in 3 hours. He's like, "Dude, you have 1 million views in 3 hours."
No way.
And I realized people needed an escape.
Yes.
And they also needed everything they were thinking to be said by somebody. So I remember I was doing a video every night at 7 o'clock for 96 nights in a row. And I would get to the point where I would make a topic up at noon with no idea of how I was gonna create it. But it would force me, because if I did a topic, I have to do a video to support the topic.
Yeah.
And then finally my wife told me to take a break after 96 days because I was fried. But
wow.
I ended up going, I think at one point I was getting, between Instagram and Facebook, I was getting 80,000 followers a week.
Holy crap.
And it was just, and it's got, so then I said to myself, when the country finally opens up again, I'm going to be able to do bigger shows. And I started, people were having the urge to come to shows so much that I was literally renting out parking lots. I'd call a comedy club and go, "Hey, can I rent your parking lot out?" Wow. And they go, "Oh, we only do," I said, "I'm a comedian." And I gave my name. They heard about me. And I said, "I'm not allowed inside.
Yeah.
But why can't I go outside?"
Genius.
So we rented out parking lots, and we were bringing 500 people.
That's insane.
And I ended up buying this software where everything I said, you could just sit in your car, turn to a channel, and hear me through your radio.
Wow.
Problem is, people, instead of laughing, they'd beep.
Oh,
Like,
my God.
This sucks. This is the worst idea I've ever had. I was like, oh yeah, just beep if you're laughing in your car.
Oh, no.
I go, oh my God, it's not the traffic jam. This is the dumbest thing in the world.
New York traffic.
And then little by little, we kind of adjusted it where people would come out and sit in front of their cars and be separated, and then we'd have speakers and stuff. But yeah, we were doing parking lot shows, man, and killing it. And then when country opened up again, I mean, the shows have been wild.
I mean, you're a testament to just like being dealt a bad hand, which COVID was to everybody. But famous people just started doing that weird like refilm yourself and like you could wish them happy birthday or whatever. You actually hustled and you launched yourself.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing I tell my kids. Like I don't allow my daughter, because my son he's 3, he's so young. But I don't allow my daughter to say I can't to anything. Like, awesome. Oh, I can't do that. I'm like, don't say that. I'm like, because 1,000 people told me I couldn't do what I'm doing, and I'm doing it. And those are the same people asking me for tickets to my shows now. So, I mean, to a certain extent, you have to play the cards that you're dealt, but you could change your hand. I mean, you're not guaranteed. You're dealt shitty cards. I mean, improve them. It might take time. But my biggest, the saying I hate the most, I hate when people say this. No matter what you want to do, try, and you'll succeed. That is complete bullshit. Yeah. Because I can try to be an NBA basketball player. I don't have the height. Yeah. I don't have the height. I don't have the skill set. I could be a pickleball champion. I hate pickleball. I'm not doing it. But you have to, you have to try. You have to be determined. But you also have to have the talent and the skill set to do it. So that is an element. So I hate people that are like, oh, no matter what, I can try to be a comedian and I'll do it just like you. No. I saw your bit. You're not funny. No, right? Like I hate to tell you. Like, I have people sending me stuff all the time. Hey, can I open for you? Oh, I want to send you my stuff. I want your honest opinion. They don't want your honest opinion.
No, and you need to hear it.
And I'm not a robot where I'm like, oh, dude, it was great. Because then they're going to want to... So I had a conversation with a guy. I go, dude, I'm going to tell you something, and I don't want you to take it to heart. But I'm being honest with you. Yeah. You are doing something really wrong on that stage. I watched your 40 minutes that you sent me. You're doing something wrong. And he's like, what am I doing? I'll fix it. You're talking into a microphone, thinking that you're funny.
There you go.
I said, that was the most painful 40 minutes I've ever sat through.
Wow.
And he's like, no, dude, I kill it. I go, you kill every crowd or certain places? He goes, I do really well here. I go, you're going to places where people just are applauding you because you have the balls to get on stage. Totally. That's not laughter. No. You need to go to places where people are going to tell you suck if you suck. And
you need to hear
I think the word got out because nobody sends me videos that much anymore. But listen, all joking aside, yes, you need to be determined. You need to not take no for an answer, but you have to have the talent and the skill set to
you have to realize when you shouldn't even try.
I tried doing this because I would make people laugh since I was a little kid. Yeah. If I didn't make anybody laugh, I'm not going to one day go, I want to be a comedian. Well, why? Yeah. What made you think you could be a comedian? 100%. And people, not only do they forget that, but they get encouraged the wrong way. We're in this whole society of like participation trophies.
Oh my gosh.
My daughter's soccer coach tried to give her a trophy. I said, you guys didn't win one game. I had to sit through 7 games of no goals. You're not getting a trophy. No. She cried because she wanted a trophy. I said, tell me what you did to deserve the trophy.
I saw 100%.
And I said, you see all the daddy's trophies that I have? I took martial arts. I played baseball. I had to excel and win. I got a first place trophy because I got first place. Yeah, yes. The kid that got 5th went home with nothing and probably quit karate because he sucked. Yeah. I said, if you suck, you're not getting a trophy. Yes. And I think that form of competitiveness you want to put into your kids. No, 100%. You don't want your kids growing up thinking they deserve stuff that they didn't earn.
No, exactly.
And it goes back to the whole thing with talent. You have to have talent. You have to try hard. You have to be better than the next guy. Doesn't mean the next guy won't make it like you, but you can't tell somebody just try and you'll make it. You 100%. Have to have the skill set.
So I hate that. This guy, this age, what was going through your mind?
Is that my senior high school picture?
This is. You posted.
Dude, I had great hair, and it still doesn't amount to you. Fix your hair one more time, I'm gonna get off set. You don't have to fucking tousle your hair. We get it. We get it, Goldilocks. You have great hair, great volume, great conditioner. I don't know why I was in a suit. I don't know what possessed me to wear a suit, and it's like the facial expression. I don't know what was going through that kid's head.
You look slick. Like you look like you're just like
I had shorts
you were
on with
blessed.
that suit jacket.
The oil, like maybe baptized before.
It was gel. I had gel was big back then. I had shorts on with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it because like you knew the waist wouldn't be shown, or just,
I had Gap Carpenter jean shorts.
That's lady
yes,
killing
with
material right
white
there.
Reebok Classics, and I put that. I looked like I was from Saved by the Bell, and I had that suit jacket with tie on, and then I had a t-shirt underneath. But I don't know, man.
I did you have one earring or two?
I can't believe you have to bring up the earring. I had two. I still have the holes in my left ear that didn't close yet.
I think you pulled it off.
I did not pull it off.
I think Italian
I look Mexican.
I mean,
my friends would call me Mexican. Yeah, no, I look Mexican. I had greasy hair with gel. I don't know what I was doing with the bangs. If I can go back, I'd give that kid such a different haircut. And I'd say, dude, put on a polo shirt. I look like the eyebrows are still there, as you can see. And I've grown them in a little bit because they're watching my videos and they're going, dude, can I ask you, why are your eyebrows so done and why are you wearing eyeliner? I'm like, I have long eyelashes, you dick. Why would I be wearing eyeliner?
It's a blessing.
So the eyebrows, my kids got it. I was calling my daughter Anthony Davis until she was 6 years old, and she had no clue why. And then she went to school, and one kid had a shirt on. That said Anthony Davis.
She found out.
And she goes, my daddy calls me Anthony Davis. And he goes, because you have a unibrow. His nickname's The Brow. And she came home, and she goes, Daddy, I know what Anthony Davis looks like. And I go, I'm glad you finally found out.
Oh, my gosh.
The brow. And I went on the road, and my wife tweezed her unibrow. And I came home on a Monday. And this is the type of parent I am. I always break balls. She goes, Daddy, anything different? I said, your unibrow's gone. She goes, yep, can't tease me anymore. I go, oh, you still have hair in your lower back. And my wife looked at me. She goes, would you stop? I go, and your legs look like you're wearing sweatpants.
Oh, no.
And I sat her down. I'm like, Gabrielle, you have hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, Daddy had thick eyebrows. They used to call me Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street.
Gosh.
I said, you have lower back hair. You're Italian. You have hairy legs.
Yeah.
I said, but guess what? Not going to be cold in the wintertime. You have insulation. Own that. Okay? Own it. Own it and love it.
Gosh. I love it.
And listen, I break my kids' balls all the time, but
though.
I tell them after I break their balls, after the laugh and all that, I actually act like a parent.
Yeah.
But, my kids are going to be raised old school. No sensitive.
You have to be now. It's so.
My daughter ever says the word safe space, I'm kicking her out of the house.
No.
I said, your safe space is your bedroom. Go to your room. But my whole family's. My cousins are like this. I mean, I don't think I have too many sensitive cousins. But it's crazy, and I think it starts in the home. Every time I see kids out doing stupid shit, I'm like, where are the parents?
It's literally, it stems with the parents, and then usually their parents raised them right, and then just the disconnect comes, and the kids are they're terrible nowadays.
Dude, I was out with my wife the other day, and there were 7 kids walking, and they stopped and did a full-blown choreographed dance TikTok video.
Oh, no. Probably one of my biggest hates.
I'm sitting there dying laughing. And one of the guys come up, and he's like 7 good-looking dudes.
Yeah, no.
Jacked.
Doesn't matter anymore.
And he's like, what's so funny? I'm like, 7 built guys dancing on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I said, oh, my God, I'm taken back. And he's like, what's your problem, bro? I'm like, I never called 6 of my guy friends. Like, yo, here's what we're doing today. You're coming to my house. We're practicing a dance move, and we're going to do it in the middle of the street in front of people that don't know who we are. We're going to shut traffic down. That never came out of my mouth.
No.
Never.
It's like, what? Like,
maybe, if anything, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go out, and we're going to beat the shit out of the first 7 guys we see doing a TikTok dance.
No, for real.
That's where the world is.
It's so weird. Like, you'll get out of your car, and I was going to a restaurant one time, and this girl just gets out and posts her phone up on, like, a stop, or one of the little lights, and she's just like... and I'm like...
I don't know what that is.
I'm like, what? Are you okay? And her family's just there, like...
They cheer them on. They look like they're having a seizure.
And it's sporadic too. Like, and they're like, oh, like, please follow me on TikTok or TikTok or whatever.
I told my daughter, if you want to do a TikTok video, I want you to do it without the phone in front of you. Do it in front of the mirror. And she goes, she comes and says, she goes, Daddy, I need the phone. I go, why? She goes, I did it in front of the mirror. I look like a complete idiot. And that's what you look like to everyone watching you.
Oh my God.
Everyone watching you doesn't look at your phone. They look at you, and you look like an idiot. I go, stop dancing to yourself. Dude, Sebastian Maniscalco said it the best. The dumbest thing in the world right now is a selfie. How bad do you have to be? The thing I laugh at the most is when you see these people do a full-blown video on Instagram. Like the girls will look into a camera and just go,
oh my gosh. No, for real.
and they'll do like the fake laugh. Like, I go, nobody's in your car.
No.
What are you laughing at? You're giving yourself sexy eyes?
No, for real. It's so bad. And
I don't even like watching myself. Like when I do a filming. Like,
no, I totally get what you're saying.
I'll listen to myself on a plane just to kind of critique my comedy.
Yeah.
But people are so self-absorbed, man. The best is when you have people posting pictures going, oh, I was so tired. And it's like them. And I'm like,
who cares?
who took a picture of you sleeping with makeup on? Who?
Yeah.
You have makeup on? You took a picture of yourself sleeping
for 30 minutes.
And that's not even the worst of it. How many pictures did you take until you found the one that you went, oh, definitely look like I'm dreaming? How many? You took a picture of you sleep. Is there anything wrong with that?
It's loneliness is what it shouts out.
I'm afraid of raising my kids right now.
You know, if you stay the way, I mean, literally talking to you, I feel like I'm talking to my uncles and Italy or my family that are strong people that I respect. And like
it's common sense.
And it is. And I say, like, people ask me what I'm majoring in college, like, common sense. And then, like, because it needs to be something people take now.
100%. Yeah, but people, like, right now, like, a perfect example. I went to the gym with my wife. I went to get a protein shake at the place by the gym. And I walked in, and right away, 20 years old, you could tell he's like, you know, like his favorite superhero is Captain Planet. Like, he celebrates Earth Day. Like, you could just tell. He's looking to save the universe. And George Carlin said it the best. Like, you got to be a real self-centered dipshit to think that you're going to outlive the planet. Like, the planet's been here long before humans. Yeah. You're not. The planet's going to be fine. So I go up, I order my shake, and he gives it to me in a 20-ounce cup, and he gives me a paper straw. And I go, my man, I'm not trying to be a dick. I said, but can you go back somewhere? You got to have plastic straws. Yeah. You didn't just throw them all away. I said, but I'm going to drink this protein shake with a paper straw, and in 3 minutes, I'm going to be sucking down paper. Plus, it can't be that healthy to do that. No. I said, please. He goes, why don't you put all that energy into the environment rather than your preference of a straw? And I looked at my wife, and I said, get bail money together, because I'm going to jump over this counter, and I'm choking this little shit. And he goes, well, it's true. I said, why don't you put your energy into common sense, which you're severely lacking? I said, because you think you're saving the world with a paper straw. I said, you dipshit. You gave me the drink in a fucking plastic cup. Yes. It's a 20-ounce plastic cup with a paper straw. Why don't you do this? Do you understand ratios and how they work? How about you give me something that no one bitched about? A paper cup. Put my shake in a paper cup and give me my fucking plastic straw. Isn't that a lot less plastic? Yes. And the kid looked at me like his whole brain imploded. I go, what's the matter, buddy? Did I just ruin your idea of saving the planet? And then you can't even make it up. I leave, we go grocery shopping, and I have like 20 things on the counter, and the kid goes, did you need a bag? I said, well, I'm not juggling. I said, so yes, I do need a bag. I said, sorry for my attitude. I just had a 19-year-old that I had to school with common sense. I said, I'm going to ask you a question. Oh, no. I said, can you please go underneath? I see plastic bags. I can't give you plastic bags. No. It's for the environment. Wait. No. Get rid of them. I looked at my wife, and I said, I'm going to fucking stop. Something's going to happen to me. I feel my brain exploding. I said, this kid's going to give me an aneurysm. I said, you can't use plastic bags? Sir, paper bags are better for the environment. I said, well, let's analyze, shall we? My peaches are in plastic bags. My apples are in plastic bags. My bananas are wrapped in a plastic bag. My pasta's in a plastic bag. My salami, prosciutto, Swiss cheese, and ham are all in plastic bags. But you're saying that I would be destroying the planet if I take all this plastic and carry it in a plastic bag? The entire store's looking at me, and people are just like this. Yes! And I'm like, we need to revolt! Yeah. And my wife's like, okay, we gotta get the fuck out of here. She scooped up everything in like her shirt. And I'm like, but what? But it's common sense. And people just follow along with it. Doesn't exist. Okay, so relatable. My family,
immigrated from Sicily, came over, that fresh off the boat kind of upbringing, just the stuff that you think like is normal, and then you go to your neighbor who's not Italian descent, and you're like,
dealt with all that.
You're like, what the crap is this?
I was bringing Nutella sandwiches to school.
Yeah.
My friends were asking me why my parents melted chocolate and put it on bread. I was like, they didn't. It comes in a jar. You don't have this? No. And then I would go home and I'm like, Mom, why are you embarrassing me at school? None of my friends have melted chocolate in a jar. And she was like, no, they will. They will. And it caught on.
No, and
I would go to school. My friends had like salami and cheese sandwich. I remember peanut butter and jelly. I wanted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I would have like, I was like 7 years old. I'd have Italian bread with like a greasy ass pork chop in the middle. And I'm like, my teachers were walking by going, that looks good. Like, it's pork chops with hot cherry peppers.
Yeah.
For a 7-year-old.
No, it's true. When I went to preschool, she would, my mother's side is Austrian. So I had the Sicilian and Austrian side. And she'd send me to school with schnitzel sandwiches or baked ziti homemade. And,
Kids had Lunchables.
Yeah, they had the little nacho things. And that crap. And my teachers, they warmed our food up for us. And so they go to tell my parents, and they're like, oh, yeah, we try some of this food every time before we give it to him.
Dude, my mother used to leave a note. Please warm this up before he eats it. And same thing. My teacher's like, what restaurant did you get this from?
Yeah, right.
I go, my mom cooked it.
And they're like, what?
Your mom cooked this? Your mom's a chef?
You blow them.
No, she's Italian.
Yeah, she's
I'm
Italian.
like, aren't you supposed to know how to cook?
100%. Like,
it's so funny.
It's so true because it's like if you want to be a kiss up, but you don't mean to be.
Correct.
Like my dad would make baked ziti, the classic trays, all night. He'd let the sauce do everything.
Right.
My first day of school, I'd come into school, everybody would be like, nothing. They have nothing. I come in with this giant tray of baked ziti.
My mother would bring baked ziti to the beach. She would have a tray of food on the beach, and then she would put the tin over it and let it sit for 30 minutes. Yeah. I go, are you warming it up with the sun?
Yeah.
She goes, yeah. I go, we can't have pasta on the beach. And then other people would be like, where'd you get that? Did you get that from the snack shack? I go, a tray of pasta at the snack shack? So my mom's like, oh, give here, grab a plate. And she's, there's a line of people. Wait, I'm like, I want some baked ziti.
Yeah,
she'd bring pasta, whatever leftovers we'd have, she'd put it in a big tin, and we take it to the beach. Prosciutto mozzarella sandwiches.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That's what my daughter's on now. She's like,
oh my gosh,
7 years old. She's like, Mommy. She's like, the school had prosciutto, and I went to the school to the cafeteria lady, and I told her, I don't know who told you this was prosciutto, but this is not even imported. I'm like, Gabrielle, you can't say that. You're 7. She's like, I don't care, Daddy. It was fake prosciutto. It was like ham. I was like, okay, Gab, that's what American people call prosciutto.
Yeah.
And she's like, they don't even pronounce it right. I told her it's prosciutto. I'm like, you don't have to do the accent that your mother does every time she speaks Italian. And this is coming from a 7-year-old, but I'm like, you know what? I grew up like that, so I'm raising it the same way.
Yeah, so when we go, you've been probably to Italy a bunch, right?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
So
9 times, never once for vacation.
Really? So it's just families. Okay, that's us too. Everybody's like,
everyone's houses. They take you out to dinner. You eat here. They take you out to dinner. You eat here. You go to the beach with them. You go to the beach with them. You go to the beach with them.
Yes,
and then you come back 15 pounds heavier.
They share you, and then you're like, oh, we're going to cousin or uncle or aunt.
It's all it is.
And literally, we get in, we fly, we do the double connector because Sicily, they can have an airport within 3 hours because the mob said no, and so like we gotta go from like Palermo, take the bus, whatever. And so first thing we do, my cousin Pepe. He comes out and he goes, we go to beach. And I was like, we're like, oh, okay. And so we're like.
And you have to go.
You have to go. If you don't, you're rude. And
I wanted to sleep in. And you can't sleep. Nobody sleeps in.
No.
You're up at like 7 a.m.
Uh-huh.
But then they all take a nap at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yes. The whole town shuts down.
No work, no doctor.
I'm like, why don't you just sleep until 9 and you can work through the day? 2 o'clock, everything shuts down. And I remember I used to get like yelled at. Because I would wanted to wake up at like 9. I'm on vacation.
Yes, I know.
And my father's like, you're not on vacation. You're here to see your family.
Yes.
I'm like, well, I would have never came then.
No.
I go, I want to see Tuscany. I want to see Venice. He goes, look at the picture. It's the same as shit. I'm like, I guess we'll go to the beach with the cousins again for the 4th day in a row.
Every day, sometimes 3 times a day. And like, the beach, okay, like, you sit down, go in the water, have fun. But then, so we get there and it's just like 4 of us. And I'm like, okay. And then, they dig the umbrella and they drill it into the rocks or wherever you are.
That's another thing. You're not on sand.
No sand. You're on hot rocks that are heated by the sun.
Yeah, I'm laying on. I feel like I'm getting a Swedish stone massage.
Oh, 100%. You got to jump in the water just to feel normal temperature. And it's like one umbrella. And then another family member you didn't know comes. Another umbrella. I'm out there about 12 umbrellas. Then they whip out these picnic tables.
But that's how it is now. I mean, you go to the beach, like if I go to the beach with my cousins, we're the only culture that I've seen that takes bed sheets to the beach. Like no one brings a towel.
No.
A bed sheet, one, sneaker with sand, another bed sheet. You have a whole city block locked off. And people walk by going, what's going on over there? Oh, it's like 7 Italians having pasta on the beach.
Literally.
And it looks like there's a show going on.
Yeah.
But in Italy, so it's so easy for them to know that you're not from there, simply how you walk on the rocks and in the water.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if you're like, they'll let, hey, American, hey. And I'm like, because I have sensitive feet.
Yeah,
I'm like, the bottom of your feet are filled with calluses. I'm like, it's because you're walking on rocks.
Yeah, you burned
everything with rocks. I was miserable when I was a kid.
It's terrible. And then there's no protection from the sun. And then, like, you think, like, oh, beach, that's what we're going to do. And then they pull out, like you said, like, these coolers. But then they're hot inside. And it's, like, stuffed eggplant. And it's, like, rabbit, big ziti.
Normal beach food.
Champagne. 50 different desserts. Cannolis, this, that. And you're just like, why can't I just live
They
here?
don't have... I remember I saw my grandmother when she was alive in Italy making a frittata.
Yeah.
And I love egg frittatas. But she had onions and peppers and potatoes. But I'm watching her. And I'm like, hey, Ma, they don't have high cholesterol in Italy? And she's like, what do you mean? I go, Nona's using 24 eggs for one big frittata. I'm like,
yes.
That's 24 egg yolks.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you know how high the cholesterol is? And their mentality is like, if you make it homemade, all the other stuff, like my father, he has diabetes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, you can't eat pasta. He goes, no, I make this from scratch.
Yeah.
This is orecchietta. I said, just because you made it from scratch, it has carbohydrates in it, which then turns into sugar. Anthony, you think I would be so stupid to make a pasta and put the carbohydrate in the pasta? I go, you don't put it, it's there. He goes, oh, no, put it there. I'm like, okay, no problem. And then he'll eat, and he goes, look, my blood sugar, it's normal. You take a shot of insulin every night at 10 o'clock. Don't take the shot, and you'll have your legs amputated in 4 months tops.
Oh, my God.
The mentality that they have is
it's that World War II European generation. Like, we made the war, we survived it, we'll be fine.
And it's not even just Italians, because I'll have people that come to my shows that are Portuguese, Austrian, Australian, Argentinian. I mean, it's just every type of nationality. It's that mentality. 100%. German, Russian. It's that mentality.
Yeah.
If you're not born in the United States, you are geared totally different than everybody else.
And I think it's a blessing as well as a curse. But I think your eyes are open to so much more. Like, the stuff I share to people in America that you do on a daily basis, like you were saying, you don't sleep in. Right. We can't sleep in because my nonna lives 12 feet across from a church, and they shoot a cannon off every morning at 6:30 on the island just to wake everybody up.
And I love that you said it opens your eyes, and the first thing that came to mind was if you never got hit in the eye. Because you can only open your eyes if they weren't swollen. My father threw something at me one day and meant to hit me, like, I guess below the waist, and hit me in the eye. And my eye was shut. And he goes, we're going to go to your uncle's house. I don't know how, but you better find a way to open your eye. Because if they ask me what happened to you, and you tell them I hit you, I'm really going to hit you. I said, how would you like me to open my eye? It's literally shut and swollen. I don't know, but I don't care.
Figure it out.
If that eye's not open, and by 3 o'clock, both your eyes are going to be closed. I'm like, what the hell do you expect me to do?
Right?
Speed my healing process up?
100%.
And it's that whole mentality. It's that old school mentality. It's that whole mindset.
Oh.
You know, like my sister had an allergic reaction to peanut butter.
Yeah.
And my father thought she was making faces at him.
Oh, no.
I go, she's swollen.
Oh, no.
She has lines up and down her face every time she would scratch her face. And then we'd have company over. Like my uncles would come over. And he'd go, like it was a trick. Rosa, go eat the peanut butter. Show Uncle Joe what your face to do after peanut butter to blow off.
Oh, no.
Like, she can die.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he had, like, he would sneak peanut butter Like he would make her eat like a cookie and it had peanut butter underneath it, and her whole face would swell up, and we'd give her Benadryl. I remember as a kid, and I said to my father, "You're gonna kill my sister." He goes, "I'm gonna make her body used to peanut butter." Okay, that's the problem. The parents give her the medicine, and then the body no like and reject it. But I'm gonna keep it giving, and her body's gonna accept it. My sister's 40 years old. No allergy to peanut butter.
No way.
Favorite thing is peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
No
My father to this day. So every time he sees a kid with an allergy, he goes, "What's the matter? I can't eat the almonds in front of you, son?" And my friend was like, "No, he's got a peanut allergy." "Hey, you're going to give him the peanuts." I go, "Dad, don't start." I cure my daughter.
Oh, no.
My daughter was allergic to peanut butter. Face looked like the Elephant Man. And I keep it giving. And now she loves peanut butter. Give her the peanuts. I said, "Dad, stop raising other people's kids." And then my friend would come up and he goes, "Your dad's nuts." I go, No, seriously, he cured my sister. I go, he force-fed her peanut butter. He hid it in everything. She would eat pasta. There'd be peanut butter underneath the spoon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, her face would break out. And then little by little, she would eat it. And like she would get itchy but not swollen.
Yeah.
And then she would eat it and nothing would happen. And I'm like,
wow.
Did he just cure her allergy?
No, because in school it's like, this is the peanut table.
No,
nobody said. We used to eat at the peanut table when we did peanut stuff. Just because, no.
My daughter has one kid in school out of a couple hundred
gosh.
kids. One kid has a peanut allergy.
Are you kidding me?
Nobody can bring peanuts.
No.
And I'm like, you know what? I have heart,
yeah.
but I'm also really good with numbers and ratios. You're punishing 349 kids. How about you have that kid like secluded somewhere in the basement
100%.
and have him eat his lunch with like the janitor?
Yeah.
And everyone upstairs can just have a peanut party.
You're 100%.
But I can't have peanuts because of one kid?
It's so
unfair. Move him to another school.
No, I'll do you one
They should have a school filled with like kids with gluten allergies, peanut allergies. I'm allergic to meat, and just have them all like with Benadryl and pills and medication.
Ready to go. My school I go to, a girl has a latex allergy. So God forbid we want to blow up a balloon. We can't. We had a balloon bridge go up one time.
And how many kids in the school?
Oh, 5,000.
Yes.
And we had a balloon bridge coming for the incoming students. And I worked in admissions, so I'd give tours.
Right.
And this lady comes in, and I'm at the front desk. And she's just like, "Who put up the balloons?" And I'm like, "Our office then?" It's like, "None of this." And I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "There's a student with latex allergy that has a class that she has to pass this hallway." I literally looked and I said, "Have her go outside."
But why can't you walk around the balloon? So that's a small example of how this country is
society. 100%.
Everyone is appeasing the small percentage of people.
Yeah.
And it's like, no one cares what the majority of the people are doing. I told this one woman, I love arguing with people online. I mean, I like live for it. My wife says all the time, she goes, "Why do you pay attention to negative comments?" I said, because those are the fun ones.
100%.
I said, the people that tell me I'm funny and I help them through the day, I'm like, yeah, thanks. Boring. I'm like, I want to argue with somebody.
There you go.
So I'll go on, and there was this one woman that she made a video saying that she believes she's a wolf. She goes, "I'm a wolf. I identify as a wolf. I'm a wolf." And I said, "Can you please do me a favor? Can you hang out with some of your relatives?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "I will pay for you. I will pay for your flight and everything to ship you somewhere like Minnesota, to have you live in the woods, and I want you to greet your fellow wolves, and I want to see how well they accept you as a wolf, and then I'm going to pay for your funeral after that, because they're going to kill you because you're not a wolf."
No.
And you had to see, she was the weird part is not the woman that thinks she's a wolf. It's all these morons that comment.
Yes.
"Oh, you're so brave.
Oh, no.
Oh, I hope you meet your family one day." I'm like, you guys need to be on an island. Like, the girl is not a wolf. She could be if she wants to. I go, well, then guess what? Guess what? I just opened up wolf season. I'm going to start hunting wolves, and she's the first wolf. So now if she's a wolf, and I hunt the wolf, and I shoot her, can I mount her on my wall? And then when people are like, "Why do you have that 35-year-old woman on your wall?" I'm like, I don't know what woman you see. That's a wolf.
That's a friggin' wolf.
I'm like, what is wrong with? And then I'm the one that's like, "Oh my God, I just identified her as a wolf in my head." And it's so bad, man.
Oh,
it's not getting better.
It's terrible. on a brighter spot, you said peeschedeal before.
Yes.
Obviously, my favorite Italian word, just for how
So
freaking
many.
sounds. And it's when you say it as you or Uncle Vinny or
Yeah.
these people who I know aren't real, as if our audience didn't know. And
Just a lot of people
you had
don't.
to point
It's
out
scary.
to them.
It's scary, man.
But you've inspired, it's been in my family saying that word forever. But clearly, after watching your stuff, I felt the need to use it more.
I use it all the time.
You inspired me.
But don't. So I used to refer to my own as a peeschedeal. Don't do that.
What do you refer to your own?
I don't call it a peeschedeal anymore because my cousin was nice enough to say, "You do know that means baby penis, right?"
No, I didn't.
It's a
know it
baby's
means
penis.
baby.
It's a baby's penis. And I was referring to my own as peeschedeal, and my father pointed it out.
No,
And he
was
goes,
he
"Ew."
harassing you
He
then?
goes, "You're 43 years old. I hope yours don't look like a baby penis." I said, "What are you talking about?" "Yeah, it's a peeschedeal. That's what it means. You cannot call your stuff a peeschedeal." I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. That's great.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite words.
Oh, and so getting the inspiration from you. I last year we had a dodgeball tournament at my Christian school, and it was around Halloween, so they had us dress up and pick a theme. So I picked.
I'm very nervous to where this is going.
It'll
Halloween,
come around.
dodgeball,
It'll
Christian
come around.
school, the word peeschedeal.
It'll make sense. So we'll wrap around to it. But we were doing themes, and I was like, okay, Italian stallion. I was like, we'll do that. And so I was the only Italian in my group, but I was like, I'll make them honorary. So I got like Italian flag capes and wristbands and headbands and everything. And so I taught them that in Italian, good luck was this gesture in the word peeschedeal. And so...
It's not.
Oh, 100% no. But they're dumb, so...
You just basically said, go fuck yourself, baby penis.
And let me tell you who we did it to. So the paper comes around, and very Starbucks kind of white lady. She's like, excuse me. She's like, can we take your photo for the paper? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And she's like, what are you? I'm like, we're the Italian... Or, I said it like that. So we're the Italian stallions. And she's like, oh, wow. And she's just like, all right, pose. And she's like, you guys do like a team movement or like your cheer or chant? And I'm like, yeah, all right, guys, remember what we did. So the paper's like filming and photography. And I'm like, 3, 2, 1. And like, peeschedeal, peeschedeal, peeschedeal. Making it on the front cover of the paper. Our audio bits in there. Everyone's
They
seeing
put
what's
the
going on.
audio?
We were in like the film part of the online paper.
We're
in the...
So bad.
And so our teachers, our president is walking around. She was on a dodgeball team. They walk around and they're like, good game, peeschedeal, peeschedeal. And I kid you not, I heard it on campus a couple weeks later, casually being said. And I'm thinking like,
so
what?
You're responsible for people saying baby penis.
Actually, you're responsible.
I'm not taking the blame. I've responded to HR emails. One lady said she got written up because of one of my videos, and I should put a disclaimer not to say this at the workplace. I'm like, you should never refer to anything you see in one of my videos at the workplace. Well, I didn't know what the word meant, and I said it, and some lady freaked out because apparently I damned her dead relatives. I'm like, you said managic te mort at work? She goes, but you say it so lively. I go, that's because it's used all the time.
Yes,
I said, but the meaning of it. I said, when my parents say it, they don't mean that. They that's what it means. My father would say it when he would hit a scratch-off ticket. Hey, oh, my te mort, I win. I'm like, I'm like, you're damning the dead because you won $6 on a scratch-off?
Holy crap.
And he goes, it's something we say, and you don't mean that.
No, and
I said, but it does.
It's a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And I'm like, what context are they saying that? And they're like, oh, I got a test coming. I'm like, are you on your way? I'm like, taking it now. And they're like, peeschedeal on your test. And I'm like, I got a game tomorrow. We play basketball here. We're playing Virginia Tech. And I'm like, oh, peeschedeal on Virginia Tech.
I'm going to write an anonymous email to your school.
Please do.
As an offended parent.
Please do.
And say, why did my kid come home and hand signal, go fuck yourself, baby penis?
Please
I'm going to put a whole kibosh
the origin of the word.
That's horrible.
Oh my god!
I don't know what's worse, the fact that you did it, or the fact that you're blaming me for it. Because now you sound like my wife. My wife blames me for everything.
Oh my god!
My daughter did 95 on her test. She goes, "Oh God, our daughter is the smartest." She takes after me. I'm a great test taker. I'm like, oh okay. I'm like, I don't know if you've seen what we both got on our SATs, but I kicked your ass. But I'll keep that to myself. And then she'll come home and she's like, the teacher said she was talking again in class. She goes, talk to your daughter. And I go, wait a minute, let me get this straight. When she does well and thrives in life, she's our daughter. You're fine taking full responsibility that she came out of you.
She's after her image, yeah.
When she screws up, she's my kid. I said, she came out of you.
Yes.
Because she originated in you.
Oh, no.
I'm like, what?
She got
I'm like,
you.
oh, my God. Okay.
Oh, my gosh. You've been so amazing. I got you this hat.
Oh, thank you, brother.
A little piece of Nashville I wanted you to take back home
So
with you.
let me explain to you why this is such a Nashville hat. Number one, it says Nashville, but like this is like that, like I picture like Nashville, like North Dakota, like my fitted hats are all like very hard and fitted.
Yeah.
This is just like
it's a sloppy hat.
I'm gonna throw this on and go fucking line dancing.
I freaking love it.
That's
please,
what I do. Yeah, I gotta go buy cowboy boots too.
I freaking love that.
But see, that's the problem. If I buy cowboy boots, am I Italian anymore, or am I now Mexican? Because I have the look. I have dark skin. Nothing. Listen, for everybody watching, nothing against being a Mexican, but I like being Italian.
But yeah, you're Italian, and my cousin's the same way. I think he still has the 2 earrings. Joey.
You don't have to bring up the earrings again.
He looks like, well,
no, I see how you went back to that. You don't have to bring up the earrings. You know?
You pull them off.
Yeah, you brought them back. I want to forget about him.
Well, he's a cool guy too.
I didn't pull them off. You don't pull off earrings.
I'm just being kind to my guests.
Yeah, no, don't be kind and fake. I look like fucking Mexican Mr. Clean. I had a hoop earring as a senior with a suit on and shorts.
Did it work? Okay, speaking of which, I read your thanks column and it was like parents, like family.
I know where you're going with this. Chicken heads.
Cheerleader. Oh.
Yeah. Cheerleaders and chicken heads.
Is that just a general statement to like?
No, I did very well with cheerleaders. I played sports.
Pulled it off.
I played sports.
And it's yes.
I was thin, athletic, popular, and funny. It doesn't matter what you look like at that point.
And at the end of the day, doesn't the funny guy always win in terms of when you can pitch your stuff, stand behind it confidently?
I hate to say it, but yes, I got my wife with laughter.
100%.
She doesn't laugh at me now, but she laughed at me.
But she did, and it worked. And sometimes people are like, look at Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Ugly as sin. But he's pulling, and he's funny.
I mean, he dated my number one Hollywood crush.
Is it Ariana Grande?
Who?
Ariana? No. Wait, who is that? Who is this?
Dude, she'd be like my daughter, Ariana Grande. My daughter watches.
I don't know.
What's Victorious when she's in it? No, Ariana Grande. I'm 43 years old.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, Kate Beckinsale.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Kate Beckinsale is my absolute crush. And she dated Pete Davidson. And my wife looked at me, she goes, that bother you? I go, bother me?
I wasn't going to say Kim Kardashian.
I said, because if she's dating Pete Davidson, it has to be that he's funny. I said, so that means your man's got a chance with Beckinsale. And she goes, you piece of shit. She goes, if you got Kate Beckinsale, I would allow it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she regrets that, because now that I'm getting like pretty well known and famous, I'm like, her and I are going to cross paths one day.
One day.
And I'm going to see her and I'm going to throw up a glove and go, I loved you in Serendipity. And she's going to run to me in slow motion and give me the response my wife didn't give when I said I'm giving up
she's your
my job.
Pass. Truth by the wife.
No, my wife would not give me a hall pass. I would use that pass over. Over. How long did we say? I have 2 days left? All right. Let me see where Kate lives today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he dated her, man. I got to give him credit.
I 100% agree, but where can people follow you?
Rodia Comedy everywhere.
Comedy. Okay, and you have a wine line?
I do.
I'm gonna
How old are you again?
I'm 25.
Probably one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Really? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, other than Elvis Duran.
Oh my gosh! No way.
People, because it's always dead silence, dead awkwardness. Nobody knows how to ask questions. They don't. I like to talk.
Yeah. Wow.
I just agree with that so quickly. I love to talk.
I
have a big mouth. I love to talk, and you allow me to talk. I hate when they interview me and then they cut me off, and then afterwards I'm like, dude, you cut me off. They're like, well, you were going on a pretty long time. I'm like, well, this is looking at an interview about me. It's not you're being interviewed. Just let me talk. I'm like a little kid. Let me talk.
I can't thank you enough because I did this in my school, and I was doing this kind of dynamic, and like when they would tell me something, I'd be like, oh, like yeah, like, and they were like in my earpiece, like, stop, let them, whatever. And
an interview has to be a conversation.
Thank you for saying that.
No, it can't be too formal because nobody's going to watch it.
That's what I say, and I'm like the black sheep of school with that.
No, an interview has to be a conversation. The reason why my podcast is so popular or getting there is because it's a conversation I'm 100%. Having with, going by Johnny, who I tour with, and the people watching. Make it a conversation. Don't listen to school.
Oh, I don't.
Your schools try to teach you shit that they're reading in a book.
According to the studies,
I say
we studied 1,000 people that didn't know shit about.
No, right? I say they prepare you to just.
I'm like, who are they asking questions to?
That's what we say.
No one that does this.
No, for real. It's
like some guy that lives in his mother's basement who's overweight with diabetes. How do you think interviews should be? Well, I think they should let him talk.
Like, okay.
Pass the ice cream. Like, you don't know shit about it.
No.
Who are you asking?
And it's a system. The system prepares you to be the guy that came after the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. People like.
How long did we say we were going to do a podcast for?
20 minutes.
How long have we done it?
Probably close to an hour.
How long have we been?
Yeah, 52 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good interview. If you put a timestamp on it and then you end at the timestamp, you didn't have a good interview because the whole thing was being like programmed,
prefabricated.
Exactly, prefabricated, and it was fake and non-genuine.
I can't.
Even though my friends want to kick my ass right now because I promised them Jason Aldean's place.
Blame me.
And he's probably literally counting, dude. 17 girls have walked by me with cowboy boots and short skirts. We need to get the fuck out of here. All right, calm down.
Oh,
and the best is when you get to a certain age, like we're all married with kids. We don't go up to them.
No.
Right? They love because they use me as their card. Like, they'll come up to me, oh my God, you're Anthony Rodia. He's like, and I went to school with him. What's up, ladies? Right? But when you get older, we're so weird, dude. Like, I'm with two nut jobs right now that the shit that comes out of my friends' mouths, it's like, dude, we are parents. We all have daughters. I don't know if you want someone. Like, they'll say weird, like, he'll look at a girl with a phenomenal ass, and he'll go, oh, I'd suck a fart out of her butt. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
Oh my God.
Like, and for you to get that close, you're not afraid of pink eye? Like, what is wrong with you, dude? Why don't you just compliment her butt? Why don't you suck a fart out of it? How do you even know she's farting at the time you want to suck a fart out? And he's like, why do you analyze shit? I'm like, why would you say that?
That needs to be analyzed. I heard people like, you poop out of that thing? What?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. You poop out of that thing? Why'd you want to ruin it?
I don't
Because she needs to release waste? Where would it come out? You want to cut a hole in her stomach and wear a colostomy bag just so she doesn't ruin her ass?
No, and not what I'm
People are
thinking.
sick.
Not what I'm thinking when this babe walks by. Yeah.
No. My wife says to me all the time, behave when you go out. Behave when you go out. She's like, I see how you look at 23-year-olds. I said, you understand that I'm looking at a 23-year-old and I know that I'm over 40 because of what I'm thinking. I look at a 23-year-old like a guy looks at ice cream who's lactose intolerant. I'm like, oh, I used to enjoy one of those. Oh, I used to enjoy it. Now that same thing gives me a headache and diarrhea. I can't go near it. I can't go near that girl. She sounds like she's asking a question every time she speaks.
Yes,
I can't have a conversation. Yeah, I'm old, man. I'm 43.
You're awesome. You're so cool. I really appreciate this.
I'm pretty fucking cool, dude.
You are pretty
You just
cool.
make sure you take that clip of calling me cool and send that shit to my wife.